Okay, my name is Larry Hinkie. I'm a volunteer in the country of Iran in the year 1972 to 1974. The little village I was in was Ashkhaneh, which was about 5 hours south of Mashhad.
Okay, just a second.
I have a fond memory.
Okay.
We had in that little village there was a little old lady who would come around and make food for us, do our laundry, that type of thing, just for food and maybe a little bit of change or money. Well, one day she was at my place. She was going to be making dinner for me, and I at that time smoked, and I was looking around for some matches, and the word for match in Iran is kabrit. However, when you're thinking of something in your own native language, you don't always think to translate completely. And when I saw that she had some matches in her hand, I said, Kharije, match biriman. Match in Persian happens to mean kiss. And she looked at me a little strange. She sat there, and I finally took the matches from her hand, lit my cigarette, and went on my way. And she finished her doing what she was doing, but never came back. I go, what? And I never knew why. And finally, one of my friends there says, well, you asked her for a kiss. I go, what? So never forget to say the correct word. So if you want a match, don't say that in Persian, say kibrit.
My name is Jackie Spurlock. I served in Iran from 1974 to 76. I served in Abadeh and in Riz. I think I have more impressions than I do any one particular memory. I just have an impression of the Iranian people taking us into their homes and into their hearts and bringing us food when we were sick and making sure that we had information we needed to function in their country, in their cities and towns, and taking us into their families. And that was the impression that I left with after Peace Corps of Iran. Homes in Iran at that time especially were not furnished with furniture as we know it. They would have Persian carpets on the floors throughout the living room, bedrooms, and living areas of the house. And you would take off your shoes when you entered the house and sit on the floor, maybe with a cushion behind your back. And when it's time for a meal, they would spread out a tablecloth on the floor, and everybody sits around the tablecloth and shares the meal together. And then if you go into the kitchen, you would put your shoes on in that area because there's no carpet on the floor.
Now, did it take you a while to get used to that, or?
It took us a little while to get used to everything about Iran. It was a very different culture at that time, and we didn't know what to make of it for some time. So Mike and I, my husband and I, who served in the Peace Corps together, had an opportunity to return to Iran in 2006. And at that time we found the people to be so friendly and welcoming, and the country itself was clean, comfortable, beautiful, and just a wonderful place for Americans to travel. So we decided to go back in 2008 with a group of friends and relatives that we put the group together. We were able to work with the tour group and plan an itinerary for that trip. And so we went back to our two towns where we had served. We even found a family that we had known at that time. And the entire trip, both trips, were so reassuring about the fact that the Iranian people are still the same as they were, as we knew them. They're still friendly. They would tell us every day that they love the American people, that many people said, we love the American people. We're sorry about the problems between our two governments, but that's between the governments. That's not about the people. And so we are committed to people-to-people conversations about Iran now in the United States and helping Americans understand Iranians better.